Hi guys, it's Miss McDowell here again with the last two problems for dividing whole numbers by decimals and what we do when we get remainders. Okay, so I'm going to read this problem to you, and then I'm actually going to open up in a separate Google Doc just in my Google Drive so that we have plenty of room to solve once we figure out what our equation is. Okay, so Marco has 4 cups of flour. He needs to split into equal groups of 6/10 cups. Okay, how many groups of flour will he have? So he's splitting those 4 cups into 6/10 equal groups. Okay, and it's actually not 6/10 equal groups because you're not going to have only part of a group. He wants equal groups of those 6/10. Okay, and we want to know how many groups he's going to have. So our equation for this one would actually be 4 divided by 6/10. Okay, now I'm going to open up, in a new little just Google Doc, just so that I have plenty of space to solve. Okay, so we decided that he's splitting those 4, sorry, I went to clicker mode and I forgot. He's deciding to split those 4 cups up into equal groups of 6/10. Okay, and so when we think about writing this as a division equation, we're splitting up that 4 into equal groups of 6/10. 4 is our dividend and 6 is our divisor, the number we're dividing by. Okay, I don't know my facts of 6/10, so I need to shift my decimal place. What I'm really doing here is I'm saying 6/10 times 10, and that is actually going to equal 6. Okay, now because I did that to my divisor, I have to do that to my dividend. So I have the whole number 4 and the whole number 4. You just have 4 ones, and so your decimal place is right after that 1 spot. And so again, you're going to shift. What I'm really saying is 4 times 10. Whatever you did to the divisor, you have to do to the dividend. Okay, so my new equation is actually going to end up being, I forget my drawings won't move with it. My new equation is actually going to end up being 40 divided by 6. How many times can the whole number 6 go into the whole number 40? All right, I know that I am going to be working with remainders here, so I'm going to go ahead and carry up my decimal point. All right, so now I can just think, how many times can 6 go into 40? Okay, well, I know that 6 times 6 is 36, so I know it can go in that number of times. I also know that 6 times 7 is 42, and so that goes a little bit too far. So 6 is going to be how many times it goes in. 6 times 6 is 36. I subtract and I'm left with 4. Okay, it doesn't give me enough context to this problem and how many groups he can make if I just stop here, okay, or if I just do 6 and 4, 6, okay, because I'm dividing decimals. So I'm actually going to add another 0 and carry it down. Again, I'm thinking, how many times can 6 go into 40? It can go in 6 times. 6 times 6, again, 36. Subtract, you're left with 4. And you can keep going, actually. All right, so again, add another 0. Get 40 again. You'll start to notice this is getting repetitive, and usually I say that you can stop after your hundredths place instead of your thousands once it starts getting repetitive. So 6 into 40 again. 6 times 6 is 36, okay? And we're left with 4. You could keep going, but you don't have to, because you are going to continue to follow that pattern and follow that pattern. And I think I showed you this before, but sometimes this starts to happen. If I think about 4 in my calculator as 4 divided by 0.6, again, you're going to get that repeating number. A lot of times it just cuts it. Ooh, I'm going the wrong way with my finger. Off at the end and rounds up to the next one, just to show you that it's stopping. All right, so I'm going to flip back over to our slides, and you will see that I got the same answer. Marco has 6 66/100 groups of flour, which could round up if you're thinking about rounding up to 7 groups of flour. And if you were thinking about how many, if your question asked you how many full groups of flour does he have of 6/10 cups, it would actually only be 6. You would need to round down because that last 7th group isn't full, okay? All right, we're going to try one more together. Again, we'll set up the equation on here, and then we'll solve on a separate page, okay? So Johnny has 192 pounds of chocolate for a fundraiser. He needs to place 82 hundredths pounds into separate bags. How many bags of chocolate will he have, okay? So when we're thinking about this, we are splitting up that 192 pounds into equal groups of 82 hundredths, and we want to know how many equal groups or how many little baggies of those 82 hundredths pounds of chocolate he's going to have to create. Okay, so our equation should be 92 divided by 82 hundredths, okay? All right, I'm going to go back to my document. I'll erase my other work that I had from before. All right, and then I'm going to rewrite my equation and then just kind of figure out, hey, how do I need to write this in standard algorithm to make it easier for me to solve, okay? So I have that 192 divided by 82 hundredths, okay? And when I'm thinking about putting that into standard algorithm, I have 192 being split up between equal groups of 8200, or equal groups of 8200s. I want to know how many groups there are going to be. So this is this equation written in standard form. Just for space sake, because this one is going to be a long one, I'm going to go ahead and erase that little part. All right, I do not know my facts of 82 hundredths, and I'm quite positive that a lot of you probably do not. And so I need to make this usable. So I'm going to shift over my decimal place. I shifted it over twice. So what I'm really doing to that 82 hundredths is I'm multiplying by 100 because I shifted it over twice. When you shift it over once, you're timesing by 10. When you shift it over again, you're timesing by 10. 10 times 10 is 100. And so what you're really getting here is the whole number 82. Whatever you do to the divisor to make it usable, you have to do to the dividend. So my dividend, again, I'm going to shift over 1, 2. I'm really multiplying that 192 times 100 as well, which is going to end up giving me a fairly big number, you will see. And remember, I just fill zeros in. Okay, so I have I have 19,200, okay? Again, I'm going to erase this just because this one is going to be a long one. None of your practices will really be this long. I just wanted you to actually see someone solving one of these, so in case you needed it, you could refer to it. But I'm going to rewrite our actual equation. Okay? And so now I'm thinking about how many times can the whole number 82 go into 19,200, okay? My decimal is going to go here. Okay, because that is my ones place. My decimal falls right after my ones place. All right, now I'm going to solve like normal, and I'm going to start thinking, how many times can 82 go into 1? It can't. How many times can it go into 19? It can't. How many times can it go into 192? Well, there it can go in, okay? I like to think about this and kind of reason this through, so I'm going to talk you through my reasoning. Is 82 is kind of close to 100, right? 192 is kind of close to 200. I know 100 times 2 is going to get me 200. So what if I try 82 times 2? Okay, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, so I know that that got me fairly close. Now, I'm kind of thinking in my head, could I get closer? I really don't think I can, but I'm going to go ahead and solve for 82 times 3 just to like double check and also to kind of say, hey, I might need this equation in the future, and so it might be nice to just have it here now. So 82 times 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 8 times 3 is 24. And you actually just bring your 2 down. So now I know that I definitely can't go in that number of times, okay? I cannot go all the way to my 3 because it gets me way over that 192, okay? So I know that that is not going to be correct. So I only can go the 2 times. All right, I'm going to line it right up with what the number I went into was, which I went into the 192, so it goes right above there, remember? And I just can only go twice, and 82 times that 2 is 164. And then I'm going to subtract and solve. Okay, and I end up being left with 28. All right, that also tells me that that 2 is correct up there because, excuse me, I'm left with 28, and 28 is less than 82, so I know 2 is correct. I'm going to carry down my zeros like I would with normal division. Now I'm thinking about how many times can 82 go into 280? Well, this is where I'm really happy that I went ahead and solved for 82 times 3 because it got me 246, and I can't go any further than that. All right. Now I know that 82 times 3 is 246, and I'm going to go ahead and subtract. All right, I'm left with 34, which I know is less than 82, so I know that 3 was the correct answer. I have another 0 to carry down. All right, now I'm thinking about how many times can 82 go into 340? Well, I know it can go in more than 3 times because 340 is a lot more than 246. So what if we try 5 times? We'll see if that works. Might not work, might have gone over. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 1 is, oh, we definitely went over. So now we know it can only go in 4 times, but we need to figure out what 82 times that 4 actually is. It is 300 and, excuse me, 28. Okay, and so this is going to give us our 4. 4 times 82 is 328, and then I'm just going to subtract. Okay, now I'm left with 12, so I know that that 4 was the correct choice or the correct answer. For the next part, I'm just going to show you in a different color just so maybe you can see it a little bit better when we go into our decimals. You notice how I'm left with 12, okay? So in the past, we've written numbers like this as 234 and 8 twelfths, okay? That's an acceptable answer technically. However, we are solving for dividing decimals, and so we're going to keep going. The way we keep going to solve for decimals is we just start adding zeros, okay? And we go to our thousandths place. So I'm going to carry this down. How many times can 82 go into 120? Well, this is where my work off to the side has been really beneficial for me because if you see all this, I know that 82 times 2 is 164. Well, 120 is a lot less than 164, and so I know that it can only go into 120 once. 1 times 82 is just 82. And then I'm left with 38. How many times can 82 go into 38? Well, it can't, and so I know that my 1 up here is actually correct. But I'm not at my thousands place yet, so I'm going to, again, keep adding my zeros and carrying them down. Now I'm thinking, how many times can 82 go into 380? And that's why I'm really glad that I already solved this 82 times 5 just to see. And it takes me over that 400, or over that 380 to 410, so I know it can only go in these 4 times instead. 4 times 82, again, I've already solved that, so it's 328. Regular subtraction here to leave me with 52. Still not at my thousands place, so I need to go one more time and carry down that 0. Now I'm thinking about how many times can 82 go into 520, okay? I haven't gotten there yet, okay? I only went to 410 when I did 82 times 5. So why don't we try 82 times 7? Let's see. I think that's going to push me over, but I'll just check. Does anyone remember what that 8 times 7 is? My kids I know don't like their 7s or their 9s, but 8 times 7 is 56. Plus my one more. Okay, so again, as I thought, I can't go all the way to that 7. So I'm actually going to erase this and I'm going to see, hey, what happens when I do just 82 times 6, okay? Because I'm stopping here and I actually won't need that like fact anymore. Okay, all right, 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 8, 48 plus 1 more is 49. So can I go there? Yes, I can do 6. Okay, so my number here should actually be 6. All right, so 6 times 82 is that 492. I actually don't have to solve this because this has gone to my thousands place, so I know that I'm stopping here. You might want to just to make sure that this number is less than 82. I'm going to solve this off to the side just because I don't have any more room. Oops, sorry, I got my numbers mixed up. I don't have any more room at the bottom of my page. 28. And so I am ending up being left with less than 82, so I know that that 6 is correct. All right, I'm going to take you back to our slides just so that you can kind of see oops, sorry, thought I was in click mode, but I'm not. See if we got the correct answer or not, and we did, okay? So if you're thinking about Johnny, sorry, it's loading, has 192 pounds of chocolate for a fundraiser. He needs to place them each or he needs to place 82 hundredths pounds into separate bags. How many bags of chocolate will he have? So if you're splitting those 92 pounds between bags of 82 hundredths pounds, he will actually be able to make 234 and 146 or thousandths pounds, okay? Now, if you're thinking about how many full bags he can actually only make that 234 full bags of chocolate. So make sure that wasn't the context of our problem. So we probably want to include this decimal here, especially since that was the whole point of our lesson. But if this is just looking for full bags, just 234. You would need to go past your decimal place though to figure out if full bags or to figure out if it was about how many, just to see if you need to give this a shove or let it go. Okay. All right. Let us know. Oh, I'm sorry. The last little thing I was going to show you, your next steps are, you should complete the lesson 1 activity with this, and you're welcome to let us know if you have any questions. If you have questions throughout, I would suggest going back through the slides and clicking through these on your own and just kind of reviewing and seeing if you understand, or even rewatching one of the videos. And then if that doesn't help, you can always meet your, check the Google Doc for your office hours for your teacher if you need more help on this concept. Let us know if you have any questions. Bye.